Kyotsuki. Right. Onegaishimasu. Let us begin.
Springtime is upon us, Christian.
Yes, it is.
And we have a bonus springtime event this year.
Absolutely.
We have an eclipse. Where we are, there will be total darkness of the sun for 1 minute and 9 seconds.
Mm.
So we must celebrate with fragrance for this. Both the coming, the rebirth of the earth, the darkening of the sun, and what better way to commemorate this annual voyage around the cosmos than with 12 fragrances. So today, we will go on a fragrance journey. We will transit from the mild to the medium to the hot to the wild in commemoration of the eclipse. So we're looking at fragrances that we're happy to wear because it's springtime again.
Of course.
We're looking for things that are pretty obvious, that are readily available, and some things that are more obscure and you may not be able to attain unless you smash and grab during the eclipse. So, the journey of 1,000 steps begins with a single spray, and let us have that single spray. Let's start with some easy to wear, get the job done, mild fragrances. And this is mostly geared for men and other people who engage in combat sports. So first up, we have something tried and true from the House of Prada, Prada Luna Rossa, the original. Have you ever smelled this?
I've not.
Whenever I need to smell fresh, clean, and not anger my wife, this is what I go to.
Actually, I blind bought Prada Luna Rossa Carbon for my father for Christmas. And so I have smelled the carbon version and I love it. And I'm very excited to see what this one's like.
One
That's
spray. Yeah. 2 sprays. Again.
Get them. Got 'em.
Oh,
man.
I'm overwhelmed with freshness already. So what are you getting?
It just smells like the word cologne. I don't know. It smells just like a fresh. Is this a perfume? Parfum?
This is, I believe, an eau de toilette. Let's see.
It smells great.
Made by Puig, made in Spain, where all the good Pradas are made. Eau de toilette vaporizer spray. Yeah, they did. I don't think they did a flanker of this as an EDP, but I think that would kill it. I can see an eau de cologne. So this is just fresh and manly. So let's take a look at the notes. What are we smelling? Lavender, bitter orange. You get that as soon as the perfume leaves the bottle. Middle notes, mint, clary sage.
Okay, yep.
So it's definitely minty. And then once it dries down, this has ambrette. So a little bit of muskiness, but you get a large dose of ambroxan, which just makes this push and gravitate. But I think in terms of the blending, Daniela Roche-Andrier did a fantastic job on this. This is pretty easily attainable, pretty cheap, and you can just spray and go.
Spray and go. Seems like a classic smell.
The next one goes in a different direction. This is Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Toilette Intense. So I'll pop this out.
Haven't smelled this one either. I'm excited.
Yeah. So I try to keep all of my fragrances in boxes. We'll give it a bit of that so that we can see. Yeah, a little TLC never hurt. And this is going to be a little bit of a different vibe, although I've heard it talked about as a blue version of the original Givenchy Gentleman, which I was late on that one.
I'll just go 1 for this.
Yeah.
I'll just go 1. Man, I smell it already.
Oh. So this is an all-star fragrance. So this is obviously a flanker to Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Toilette, which I think is a flanker to Givenchy Gentleman, which I think is a flanker to something else Givenchy. But this was put together by two absolutely amazing perfumers, Nathalie Laurson and Olivier Cresp, who I think absolutely knocked it out of the park. I remember I bought this retail and I was happy to at the time. Now you can get it much cheaper because it kind of gave me that wearability. It's got a little bit of cologniness. It's got a little bit of that crispness. So the notes here are cardamom. So it starts out sweet. Then you get basil and bergamot. So little spicy, little citrusy. And then it gets iris and cypress. I don't get the cypress, and I keep smelling for it, but that's really kind of Nathalie Laurson does beautiful cypress, like in Encre Noir à l'Extrême is a beautiful example of that. And then on the bottom, you get the traditional coumarin and cedar, so a little sweet, little woody on the bottom. And this is a great,
That is
all-day fragrance, but definitely if you're going out on a balmy spring night, you could totally rock this.
these ones both seem really like classic smelling to me.
Yeah.
Like I've smelled them before, but couldn't put a finger on it. But
Yeah,
they're both good.
This is classic, right?
Yeah.
This is just clean, gentleman, looking good, going somewhere where I need to be presentable. This has that kind of 21st century masculine DNA that I think was kicked off by like La Vie de l'Homme, and then also the metrosexual craze at the turn of the century brought in by Hedi Slimane and Dore Homme, because Iris does play in here, and now Iris is just ubiquitous. So we have our crisp gentleman, we have our going out gentleman, and then the next fragrance that we have up here is our balling in the boardroom gentleman right here. So Bottega Veneta, this is the Eau de Toilette. They also made an Extreme, they made a Parfum, they made an aromatic cologne version, and they made another essence version and a women's version. I love all of them. And this too,
right off the bat, the presentation that's a nice bottle.
The box is like quilted. It's
Just
pretty
like
sick.
kind of...
You can pick this up rather cheap at discounters. So it's got a little leather around the top. What do you think of that? How you like me now?
That's a slick bottle right there.
I
like that.
That's about all the Bottega Veneta leather I'll ever own.
Yeah, I didn't know they even made perfumes. I thought they were just a bag place, but I'm excited. It's nice packaging. Alrighty.
Do it.
Nice.
Good sprayer. Has a nice satisfying sound.
Ooh.
Psst. Oh man, I can smell it over here.
Dude.
Cap clicks into place. People care about that.
I would wear this one. This one's really nice. Not that I wouldn't wear the other ones, but this one right here. It reminds me of like a suit and tie, but like you could dress it up or dress it down. I don't know what note in there makes it like.
It's a good one. I will tell you all about it right now.
That's great.
This, oh baby. So right off the bat, imagine you're going camping. But for some reason, you've just bought all new Bottega Veneta luggage and you decided to pack your flannel shirt and a $10,000 leather duffel bag. And then you get there and you set up your canvasy tent near a stream underneath pine trees that are just dripping resin. And you open up your bag and you get that little bit of like manliness from the flannel, A little bit of like, I wore this shirt maybe too many times chopping wood, but it's immediately eviscerated by the cleanness of the pine. So it's the leather and pine that are right in there. And that's a classic combination as well.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah,
the pine,
It's
but
classic.
the pine makes it like seem dress up though. Like
Yeah, they call it Siberian pine. Juniper is also in there, Calabrian bergamot, and then in the middle, Canadian fir,
That's
more
nice.
clary sage, pimento, and the base notes are leather, patchouli, and labdanum. Thank you very much. External memory. And you'll notice, if you smell these hard enough, these are kind of like siblings, right? And that's because our girl, Daniela Rocher Andrier, perfumed both of them, except this one she did with Antoine Maison Dieu. So you'll notice that both of these have the clary sage in the middle, and then the base notes when you get down, they're very similar, but with the addition of leather. So if there were a leather version of this, it would probably smell like that. But I love I mean, it's at once, right? Outdoorsy, leathery, but super clean.
Yeah, my mind's blown. My mind's blown.
All right, let's give them a re-smell. Would you agree that these are all pretty easy? You can just spray and go and not think too much about it?
Yeah, this one, these three are definitely like classic, classy.
Yeah, this one being probably the Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Toilette Intense is probably the most youthful of the three. I would say like, you know, dad, son in his 20s, punk kid, but like a nice punk kid.
I like the dad one.
Yeah.
I like this one. What do you have a favorite in the group?
Of the three, you know, I like each of them for different reasons, but I will tell you this. Whenever I wear the Bottega Veneta, which I don't do that often because I had a bunch of samples, it always feels special to me. I always feel like, all right, I'm doing something. And this
It does feel like,
yeah.
Sorry.
No,
it feels like a special event type of fragrance.
You know, which is always great when you can be doing something formal, but then kind of still get that kind of wispy, junipery, piney, leathery. It's really the leather that brings it up. So
yeah, I'm pretty blown away from this so far. I think for just smelling them for the first time, I really like the ones on the ends. The one in the middle was good, but the ones on the end speak more to me, and I think I like the Bottega.
All right, let's move on. Next up, we have medium fragrances. So these take that easy wearability and they kind of amp it up with a little more panache. There might be some different ingredients or different interpretations on springtime here. And first up, we're going to go to the house of Maison Crivelli, and this is Santal Volcanique.
Whoa, that's a good spray.
Small bottle, big spray, right? Santal Volcanique tells a little story, right? So let's learn the story. The defining adventure of this fragrance is the scent of scorched sandalwood on the slopes of an erupting volcano. You are on the slope of an erupting volcano. There happens to be a sandalwood tree there somehow. And it's burning, but you're close enough to smell it. I like the packaging. It's simple. So the surprising contrast, they say, is the potent and addictive sandalwood, which it doesn't really say what type of sandalwood it is, but it's the creamier, little soapier kind of sandalwood that's brightened by coffee. Now, I triple dog dare you to like walk in to Dunkin' Donuts and find a coffee that smells like that, or any coffee shop. But I guess I'll just have to trust them for this phantom coffee note that's in there. Even in the deep dry down, I don't get it. However, I find this to be a little fresher, more nuanced take than maybe the Prada Luna Rossa that we had there, which is like, I'm a classy gentleman. This has a little bit of an edge. You can dress this up or down.
from it seems a little more breezy, doesn't it? Rather than like a fresh, like fresh, I feel like the other ones were like more citrusy fresh. This
Yeah.
one's more like a fresh earth. Like maybe that's from the volcano, but it's more of a fresh, airy smell to me.
This is another very rewarding fragrance to wear.
I can't wait. I love Tom Ford fragrances, so I'm excited. Here we
This
go.
is one of the good ones. I don't know what's happening lately. Come on, Tom, you can do better than that.
Oh, right away. What is that?
That is all the lavender in the world, right? So this is a definition barbershop aromatic fougere, and it says that the top notes are lavender extract, lavender, and then you have rosemary, oak
That's
moss,
good.
mint, geranium base notes, or patchouli and amber. I might be leaving out a couple other types of, I think there's lavender in this too, if I recall correctly. And this is another really, really rewarding fragrance to wear because it starts off like, you know what? I just got my hair cut and I'm leaving the barbershop. There is a little bit of a semblance of like that Pinot Clubman, but like only this is, you know, working in the penthouse comparatively. And then as you go on during the day, it starts to get a little dirty because it has that patchouli down the bottom. The oak moss pushes some or whatever they're using for oak moss. But this is really, really, really super nice. But wait, there's more. You can get all the pleasure in that bottle for like 20 bucks. This is Zino Davidoff. So here, I'll let you spray that. And tell me what you think.
Eau de toilette.
Yeah.
I like the feel in hand already.
Yeah, it has that great, the beveled edges, like classic masculine. This is Michel Almerac. We've smelled some of his fragrances on the channel already, but this is a different pre-papyrus Michel Almerac because this came out in 1986. 1986.
Is this similar but with like licorice, like a anise, whatever?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. It says Brazilian rosewood, which is one of those notes that I always have a hard time pinning down. I've never smelled Brazilian rosewood like solo floor.
Like
but
that.
Yeah, you have your lavender, clary, sage, bergamot. And then in the middle, it starts off similar, but in the middle, I like this on some days more than this because you get the rose, the geranium. You can pick up the rose now. Lily of the Valley. And then the dry down for this is, if this is like the boy of the day, this is like the hairy chested macho dude. It's like dirty, like I just got off my Harley patchouli. It's real nice.
And it's a toilet and it performs. That's
crazy. Man, it's such a great fragrance. It's such a great fragrance. I even love the bottle. For the longest time, I had no idea that it's like this brownish purple. I thought it was a solid, but you know, it's just, it's so gratifying. It's good. Plastic.
Yeah,
it's got all of that. And you smell this and you're like, what am I getting for $20? It can't be good. And then you're like, yeah. Everybody else who charges more than $20 should go back and assess their quality. But
wow. This is I thought the first lineup was killer. This one's it would be tough for me to choose one.
All right, let's check out
almost
the Santal. Oh, he's going on with it.
I'm getting serious.
You're gonna need that for where we're going next. Oh, Santal. Volcanique. You can get
such a different journey, like going back.
Yeah. You get the flintiness, right? Like the reason why I like this is because it's so controlled. It's creamy, but it feels like walking on rocks a little bit at the same time. I don't get any like funkiness or like sulfurousness from the volcano, but I definitely get the feel of like obsidian next to maybe some chunks of charcoal at the bottom. Yeah, the tobacco's coming out. It's so good. You get those middle notes, the clary sage.
Smells like a baby powder or something. Like a nice fresh powder.
This is powdery. It's that lavender from like the multiple kinds of lavender. But it's not just powdery. It's powdery, but if you like, I'm taking some big inhales here. You can get like powdery and screechy at the same time. Do you see what I'm saying? I'll smell Zino. Like the powder hits the nose first, but then behind it is like,
yeah,
it's like it's packing. It's like, oh, you know, I don't want any trouble. Whereas this is just smooth.
I don't want any trouble, but if you stay too long, I'm not sweet anymore.
That's how it rolls. That's the Beau du Jour.
That's nice.
Whereas this is more rounded. This is more floral at the outset. And you can pick up a little bit of that earthy patchouli coming out right there. I mean, like, that's good stuff.
I'm impressed.
Springtime, looking forward to it.
And there's like a different occasion for each one. Like it would almost be you have more experience wearing them, so probably you'd have like a better understanding of when and where to wear them. But I can see each one has its own lane, its own place in the springtime lineup.
Oh yeah. These two are definitely, you can say, more old man fragrances.
Mm-hmm.
So you can wear them around, you know, if you're my age, it's like, okay, he's an old man. You wear this, you're like on the cutting edge. So this, I would say these guys are perfect t-shirt, going to the office, you know, wearing a blazer and a collared shirt. Whereas this is maybe a little dressier than wearing that. And also, I would wear this in the evening more than I would wear these, because this is one of those deals where once that kind of lavender burns away, it gets really, really kind of cuddly and attractive in my experience.
How about this guy? This one's just killer.
This is another like dojo fragrance.
Yeah.
Right? Like I need to smell fresh and clean. I don't know what to wear. Boom. Like that's a complete dumb reach. It doesn't have any of the other scent profile problems that other famous Santal fragrances have that are rumored to smell like dill pickles, which I think is generous because I like dill pickles and dill pickled flavor colored fragrances. But you know,
yeah,
wear what you want when you want, but you know, I don't believe in dress codes, but these are definitely kind of a step up from the ground floor of spring.
Thank you, Sensei.
You're welcome, Sensei. Let's move on. Are you ready for more spring?
Of course.
I am too. But we're going to take it up another notch. So we did mild, medium, and now we're going for some hotness. So these are fragrances with a lot more personality that, depending on your mileage and your courage, you may or may not gravitate toward these, but you'll find them super gratifying wares because each one has its own story. Each one kind of resonates with the rejuvenation of the earth. And I think that it's time to get down. And up first, something that I heard is discontinued but recontinued in a different way. Synthetic Jungle. So the first time I smelled this bad boy by Anne Filippo, who perfumed it, I was like, what am I smelling? And then the fragrance consultant said, oh, that's bell pepper. And I was like, I'm out of here. I'm done. I don't want a bell pepper fragrance.
Dude.
Yeah, Frederick Malt is not Frederick around.
Dude. I would have never guessed bell pepper until you just said that.
So I'm at the perfume counter of a very expensive department store in a major metropolitan area. And I smell this and I'm told that it's green bell peppers. And I'm like, I don't know about this. So I put it on skin and it was a pretty warm day. Walk back to my hotel room, go to a lunch. And then I'm like, what is that amazing smell? All of that vegetal greenness just transforms, right? So you're in the jungle and it's like you have your machete and you're chopping these like palm trees and elephant ears. And that's where you get that kind of like crisp, broken celery. Like the best, this smells like taking a whole head of celery and just snapping it with your hands, right?
Let me see that again.
Snap it with your hands. But then, so that comes from the galbanum, the basil, and the black currant. A lot of black currant. I think that's the similarity to l'ambre down low. Then the middle notes, we start to warm up, right? We get your lily of the valley, some hyacinth. So we're doing a little purplier, a little whiter, a little purple. But then there's this almond note that comes in and it starts getting smooth and it starts getting really attractive in a different kind of way, right? Like you no longer feel like, oh, if I go into the zoo, is there a vegetarian animal that's going to come over here and lick me? No. You start thinking.
So they took the bell pepper smell and said that's what a jungle would smell like.
Yeah.
I can see it. In a weird way, I can see it. Like it does. Bell pepper. If you smell a bell pepper, you're smelling the jungle.
And then the great thing is at the end, it has your oak moss and it dries down the patchouli, but it's a really sexy kind of molecular patchouli that doesn't have the dirtiness to it. Like it smells like patchouli, but it's not like that Zino Davidoff patchouli that we just smelled.
I don't know how this works, but it does. I feel like it would take a certain type of person to even attempt to pull this off.
So having metanoia, I actually got home from that trip and purchased a bottle immediately. I was like, I want to smell like this.
Dude.
I bought some other stuff and had some samples. And I was like, you know what? I'm kind of falling in love with synthetic jungle. And now I'm looking forward to like wearing it.
Yeah.
You know? Because it's something special. And Filippo, I definitely love her work. Well, not to be outdone, we talked about an almond note. And there is but one. You can see it on camera. Don't look. There is but one fragrance that resonates with almond notes, and that is BR 540. But you went with the Extrait on this and not the EDP.
Yes, sir.
Explain me that. Oh, here, I'll turn it so Mr. Kurkdjian does not get upset.
I'm a big fan of his work. You know, honestly, this one, it smells different to me than the original. I feel like it has like a fruitier. Everyone says it has almond scent. I personally need to get a better sniffer or something because I smell fruity, fresh, like almost like a red or golden glow that would be tight to the skin. Actually, this one I feel like projects more than the original, not the Extrait. But I feel like this is a great everyday spring fragrance. I mean, everyone talks it like it to death, and you cannot go wrong with it. I personally would wear this every day if I could, and yeah, I just enjoy this fragrance a lot, and it's everyone knows it, and you would think it's just overhyped, but people know it because it's actually a killer fragrance.
Let me get a smell on
Yeah,
this.
for
I
sure.
have less experience with this one,
Yeah,
but the bottle's beautiful.
man, it lasts forever on clothes. It lasts forever. Ooh.
There you go. Whoa! So this is definitely not the hottest spring day that you've ever experienced that you want to wear this maybe, but definitely evening.
Look at that! It just leaked.
I love it.
Went everywhere.
So the thing that I like about this more than you let me smell the EDP too is that this has that smooth almond, and it's not nuclear sweet, right? But it has this little, it's got a little bit of leatheriness to it. It's got the saffron.
Beautiful bottle.
Yeah.
I mean, I would wear it morning, night, during the dojo, outside the dojo. It's a compliment getter. People really love this fragrance, and I feel great wearing it. I don't know why, like, and I guess, like, to me, it just seems more like the original. People say it's like cotton candy. It's light. It's airy. I get more like a sugar, like, I don't know, not like a burnt sugar, a light sugar. With this one, I get like similar notes, but definitely different. It's not the same as the original. And pulling the trigger, I thought it would be like that, the original Baccarat. It does have the similarities, but it goes in a different direction that is really unique to this one. And I like this more for like a fresh springtime fragrance.
This is more mature
Yeah.
than the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Right, in my opinion. The other one I just associate with the 8 million flankers and all of the, you know, mall stores that push things out there, and it's like, all right, I'm going to get some more, you know, sugar pumped my way. This actually has some pretty nice nuance. I like the leatheriness, and then there's some florals, and I don't know if that's real ambergris or not that's in the base, but there's something a little, I would hope it is because I'm sure that was expensive. There's something in there that kind of pushes the fragrance, but at the same time, there's a soft kind of smoothness that, yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I would imagine this is a very rewarding wear.
Dude.
Because tonight,
Yeah.
Did you wear this today?
Did I wear that? I might have. I switch it up a lot. I might have. No, I actually wore oud wood today.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind.
I wore oud wood.
I was going to pay you a compliment because, you know, you put me in a wrist lock and I was like, wow, he smells good.
Yeah, I actually
And he's breaking my wrist right now.
I sprayed the oud wood, and this, I sprayed it last night. This oud wood was from last night.
Get down.
But, yeah, no, usually I do wear this. This is usually my, it's crazy. It's my go-to dojo fragrance. But,
sweet.
Yeah, honestly, it's a hard choice between this one and the original Eau de Parfum. The original one is a little, like you said, it's a little less mature, but it's tighter to the skin. It's like an aura, like a glow. Like you're kind of just walking in this Baccarat cloud. This one's more like I'm here and I'm projecting this cloud to people.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, if you're stoked on this,
yes,
and you're stoked on this, then the last hot fragrance I think is gonna,
for sure,
really get you going. So this is Perfume Head's Cosmic Cowboy.
I'm excited to try this one.
So again, I will mention this every time we review a Perfume Head fragrance. I hate the name of the company. It just, why? But anyway, Cosmic Cowboy, okay, I'm kind of intrigued, but I'm thinking dirty blue jeans and maybe some kind of cannabinoids in there. But wait till you see. The packaging's pretty nice too, so even the box has a little bit of this. There's a card. This is one of the reasons why I keep all the fragrances in the box, because, you know, when you buy a fragrance and it has a cowboy riding a stop sign, get down. You want to see that every time you wear it. The bottle's really simple, but this can take somebody's eye out. And here, I'll let you experience this.
Sensei Grant's been talking a lot about this one, so I'm excited. Even the top is crazy. Nice.
This is one of those deals where when my wife smelled it, she's like,
Extrait.
we must purchase this. And by we, she meant she. And she wears this like no tomorrow, like 12 sprays.
Dude.
I get it over here. I'm like, what? It's amazing. It's amazing.
We were talking about it, and I think Sensei Grant said it was about a leathery, beautiful fragrance, like the best leather you've ever smelled. And I smell it right away.
So this, there's no perfumer listed, which is a travesty. When you're dropping mortgage payments on fragrances, let me know who was involved. Honestly, like I want to know, and I want to know who got them coffee while they did it too. Give me the whole story. But this is a 2022 launch. So it says cinnamon, orris root, and galbanum, right? So you have spicy, creamy, and then green all at once. It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre, but just gratifying. And then in the middle, you got whiskey, tobacco,
I was gonna
leaf.
say tobacco.
Yeah,
this right here smells like tobacco.
This is a beautiful tobacco fragrance. Whereas Guerlain, the fragrance is more of a tobacco like blossom, maybe. This is the leaf, right? Like it just came off the plant. And then there's some angelica, which gives this kind of lovely rubberiness that comes in the mid. And then on the bottom, it is amber, suede, chocolate. It is just...
The name is off-putting, the perfume head. Because who would not think this came from Perfume Head?
You would think that like the name Perfume Head would be like a Middle Eastern cologne house. Like, but I'm sorry, I'm dissing the name of your company. I love what you're doing.
Get some chocolate in here.
Yeah, all the way down the bottom, maybe a little cocoa. And then it says there's black musk. I don't know what black musk is. I'm sure it's not. I mean, it's definitely not an animal product that they have in there.
That is crazy.
So this, again, something maybe a little more evening. I mean, but listen, you can wear this when and wherever you want, like quite literally. This is super, super gratifying wear. And I mean, it really, the way it opens up, right? A little spicy green, but not green, right? It's just that ever so touch. Oh man, it is creamy.
That's good.
It's
dojo wear? Would you wear it in the dojo?
No, man. Unless Perfume Head wants to sponsor our channel, this is, for me, special occasion kind of wear. But it's easily worn, though. You can wear it dressed up, dressed down.
White shirt,
yeah,
blue jeans.
Yeah.
Anything would look good, smell good.
Dude, if you're rocking a tracksuit, you put this on, it's like putting on a gold chain in a Rolex, for real. It's beautiful, and it smells beautiful on women too. I mean, when my wife puts that on, I'm always like, "What are you wearing?"
What's that sweet? There's something sweet.
There is something sweet. So it might be the cinnamon note, but also, I don't know, maybe the cocoa is pushing through. But you get the tobacco. The angelica comes out later because it's a little rubbery.
Amber vanilla, maybe.
Yeah, but they're not saying that. I mean, like, I don't see anything that reads vanilla in the notes, but I mean, like, you get something like
That's
vanilla in there.
masterpiece, dude.
It's beautiful.
Thanks for that.
Absolutely
experience.
beautiful. Oh,
That's good.
but you think that's good? We're going Eclipse style all the way to the wild side.
Yeah. Back at it.
Not only is it spring, but the moon will blot out the sun. And when that happens, you just have to wear something that's wild, man. I mean, because you never know what's going to happen when the moon blots out the sun.
During the day?
During the day. That's wild. I mean, there's so many stories involved in that. They're predicting so much traffic on the road. The children aren't even allowed to go to schools. They're afraid that they might stare at the sun and lose their vision.
Really?
So yes.
Wow.
But
Get yourself some safety glasses.
There you go. So while everybody is being very, very protective, I think we should wild out and check out some fragrances. So the first one here is something beautiful that I love. This is Aroon Sawat by Stranger's Parfumerie. Pren Lomros, a guy who just gets after it. Not everything he does is a 10 out of 10, but when he hits it, this is 11 out of 10 for me. So Aroon Sawat is Thai for good morning. And spray this and tell me what you think of that. So there's a story in this, right? So you're in Thailand. It's the morning. It's a sunny morning. You're out. You're approaching a temple, a Buddhist temple. There are flowers at the temple. There's incense at the temple. There's sunshine. There is fresh fruit. And you think like temple, flowers, heavy. No, this is super duper light. It's fruity, a little citrusy. It's white florally. I love it because this was the fragrance that got me into rose, believe it or not, right? It's not a very standard rose fragrance. So
Beautiful color.
it smells like, yeah, he did a good job on that, right? Just distinct enough from Tiffany. So it says here that with a sweet and sour golden mango, Marian plum, passion fruit, and mandarin, captivating richness of nature, the exotic southeast, white flowers, and rose representing the beauty of culture and the heart note, and the elements of sacred Buddhism architecture, captivating the incense, myrrh, sandalwood, and amber. And you really get the incense and myrrh in this. And if you read the bottle, because Prin's nice enough to put the notes on there for you on the Stranger's line, it says lily, bergamot, tuberose. Definitely get a tuberose, but I don't hate it. Incense, golden mango, pomelo, so that grapefruit that wants to be an orange. Mandarin, an orange that wants to be an orange. Passion fruit, myrrh, sandalwood, rose, and then orris concrete. So I think that it's sitting on that bottom creaminess. And although I don't get like an iris note at any point in time, you just get the happiest, sweetest, not sweet, but like, it's some delicious fruit sweet, woody. It's just like that to me is a complete masterpiece. I've never seen anybody else wear this. I've never seen anybody else talk about it, with the exception of Wasp from the Loft. Big up to them. They're big fans of Prin. And so Strangers is his most affordable line. He does make some rather pricey niche fragrances with, skunk ingredients and other interesting things. But this, I think, you can pick up for like $80, 30 mils, which is a great size for a fragrance. If you're going to buy a lot of perfume, if you're going to buy many different types of perfume, you don't need like those enormous brick-sized bottles of every fragrance that you buy. So 30 mils will do you, especially if it's something that you're going to pull out for a special occasion, or that doesn't feel like it's an everyday wear.
What do you actually get when you see this? Do you actually see the temple there, or I kind of get almost like fresh clothes, like in the breeze with flowers, like if you were to have like the most beautiful aired out laundry, like in a beautiful way outside, like this breezy, but you got a garden right next to you, and these clothes are being dried, hung out to dry.
It's all that, right? Like a light, like chambray shirt on a
Yeah.
line flapping in the wind. But in the wind, there's a little bit of incense, and it picks up some flowers. It blows across a flower garden.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a little bit of that like mango souriness in there. He plays with the mango note in this line. I think he has another fragrance called Salted Green Mango, which dials it up. But I do get a little mango in the beginning. There's something not only floral, not only fresh, not only incensey, but also a tiny bit of juiciness. Like you salivate a little bit.
That's what that is.
It's juicy. Like, what? Juicy incense?
He crushed it.
That's something else, man. Like
That is a good fall wear, or sorry, spring wear.
You can wear it in fall too.
Yeah,
Fall is just like,
not as cool as spring.
Next up, we have another fragrance, taking a completely different terrain, taking a completely different epic in global history. This is Silver by Clandestine Laboratories. It references a completely different time in human history. So it has 40 million year old fossilized amber in it. So when you spray that, it's going to smell exactly like the forest that there were like woolly mammoths in. So
It's crazy.
So get your spear. Let's go caveman style.
Well, that's atomic.
Look at that. It's still going.
It's still going.
Good job, Mark. All of his fragrances make me think, which is beautiful. What is this, right? What is this?
I've smelled this one before, but that smells different. I got orange off the top or something.
Really?
Something's just different. And usually I get, I've smelled this one before, like a minty, what is it, minty pine or minty wood.
Yeah.
But right now it doesn't smell like that off the test strip. Not to me.
I get mint and pine
Right away.
I think that's the amber. The citruses I don't pick up as much.
It was literally right as I sprayed it.
Oh, really? It was like that.
Yeah. Let me.
I don't
can
even
get you one test strip.
Yeah,
Like,
do it again. Or just spray it again. Spray it on the same strip again.
Okay.
Because I sprayed it on myself and I've never even smelled
like
it.
right away. Like right
All
away.
right.
Ready?
Oh, you're right. Holy cow. That's insane.
Yeah. Right. Well, now it's going.
Now it's gone, but
now
it's like that second when you
I-
peel an orange, like the
Like that
second you
second.
peel it,
Like-
it's
when I first caught
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Good. Oh,
Let
good
me
on
get you. Get another
Oh.
test. No, that's nothing.
That's nothing, dude. Do it.
I was like right away,
smells
like spray
nothing,
it and then put it up to your nose. Orange.
He's right. It's worth it just for that amazing.
Transition, like boom, that alcohol hits orange, but then it goes mint, pine, and if you missed it, you lost it.
Oh,
Yeah.
this bottle will be gone the next time you see me. But then Mark Sage is another kind of mad genius who incorporates lots of different kinds of notes into his fragrances. So check out this note listing, right? So we have
good.
that minty, smoky, ambery beginning. It says with the secret floral heart, right? So he says it's dry. It's super dry. So there's mint, sarrow, which is this little bush, African, helichrysum, lavender, thyme, green pepper, blue water lily, myrrh, styrax, patchouli, vetiverol, pine moss, sandalwood, fossil amber, and ambergris. And this is a fragrance that you can guarantee has ambergris at the bottom. It pushes like no tomorrow, but after, on paper, this transitions nicely. You can get the lavender, thyme, pepper, but it doesn't become a commercial smell, right? So imagine this as being the niche, creative, genius version of like Prada Luna Rossa. Can you smell that?
The first
it's
one,
super fresh.
or this one?
Well, the first one we smelled in the episode.
This one smells like that.
Yeah, but just elevated up to the cosmos. It's on the moon, traveling in front of the sun.
I kind of see what you mean with that, like super fresh.
It's fresh, but it's so deep, man.
There's like,
it's lovely.
Many layers.
Flowers are in there. It's beautiful.
It's nothing I've ever smelled before.
Yeah, I mean, because we had another fragrance with a pine note and a juniper note, right, in the Bottega Veneta. But this is a different species. Like that's 40 million years later. This is there. Like this, there's something primal about this. But at the same time, if you can imagine this, an animalic tree. And not like oud, but like the tree. You walk past it and you're like, yeah, it smells like a tree. But it smells just primordial. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Like, and this is another really gratifying wear because it's really a walk through the forest. I wonder what the reference to silver is.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you name this like synthetic jungle, I would have agreed.
Yeah, you can name this like actual jungle. But this silver, if you think about it, if you smell the pine, you know, like imagine it's Christmas tree time. You know how there's blue Christmas trees, so there's the blue fir trees.
Mm-hmm.
This is almost like a silvery kind. You could even think of it as like snow on the Christmas tree because there is that kind of airiness in the mint that gives you the crisp dryness of a winter day after a snowfall.
I don't even know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Great.
Imagine this. We could tell an even different story. So we're not cavemen hunting the woolly mammoth in the forest. You're going out. You're kind of in the arboreal forest. You just had 2 feet of snow.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to go cut down the Christmas tree or Santa's not going to come. There are no Christmas spices or nothing Christmas, but what's the other occasion you would need? Or you're out in the wilderness and you need to build your family a cabin. There's 2 feet of snow on the ground.
There's something so intriguing that makes me want to keep smelling it.
Yeah.
It's something addicting.
There's so many scenarios and stories in it. And then when it hits down to the blue lotus, there's this interesting bouquet of flowers that's in the middle that you know it's flowers, but you have to ask yourself, have I smelled these flowers before?
It smells expensive too.
And it's really, he prices his fragrances very well, considering the fact that he does everything, from what I understand. And
he did everything. He did everything?
He did everything, I believe. Like, he fills his own bottle. Like, he makes all the batches, fills all his own bottles.
What's his name again?
His name is Mark Sage.
Mark Sage.
We're trying to talk to him through the bottle. I mean, it feels like it's such a transportative fragrance that
really
you feel like
is. Like, I'm like with him. Mr. Mark, that is Sensei approved.
It's our 12th fragrance. And this is special in many other ways, kind of picking up with the clandestine theme and the Aroon Sawat theme. This is so precious that I keep it wrapped in bubble wrap. And I only wear it on special occasions.
I have no clue what this one is.
Uh-oh. It's all black. It's all blacked out. Don't read the notes for the video. Just be surprised. So we have it right here. This is
What is that?
Areej Dore's Musk Lave.
Areej Dore.
Yeah. This is Russian Adam at his finest. This is him doing
Oh my goodness.
a fougere. But not just any fougere.
I'm about to drop it.
So all of this story is written in there, but I'll look over here. So this is obviously Russian Adam. I believe this came out in Areej Dore's 6th collection. You cannot purchase this fragrance anymore from the Areej Dore website. You can purchase it for a preposterous amount of money on eBay. And this is 30 mils, Extrait de Parfum. And what's remarkable about this is it's called a fresh animalic barbershop, right? So we smelled Beau du Jour, and then this is the Russian Adam take on what a barbershop fragrance is. And the notes in this and the ingredients. So Russian Adam is a master of sourcing impossible to find ingredients and then combining them into beautiful French-inspired fragrances that both satisfy East and West, right? So let's take a look. I'll just read it straight.
Should I spray this one?
I'm going to read it straight from the box.
I feel
2020 top notes: bergamot and lavender oil from 1920.
what?
It's 104 years old. But wait, there's more. The heart notes are lavender absolute from 1915 to 1920. Then osmanthus, aged Mysore sandalwood, and wild Siberian deer musk. Hold on right there. Getting a perfume in 2020 when this came out, or in 2024, that has both Mysore sandalwood, which is impossible to source because it's controlled by the Indian government now, and Siberian deer musk, which is illegal to harvest virtually everywhere on earth except in Siberia, where they give the indigenous people tags to go and hunt the deer. You're not going to find a fragrance like this. And it's meant to be a readily accessible genre of fragrance, which is the barbershop. And then, of course, on the bottom, the base notes are iris accord. I wonder why he went with an accord and not concrete there. But then also oak moss and labdanum. And you know that it's real oak moss if it's Russian Adam. So
I'm very curious how he mixes a deer musk in with a barbershop. How he gets that. I'm curious.
well, if you take like a tonka bean or coumarin,
Mhm.
which would traditionally be in the base of a fougere fragrance,
Mhm.
you can get some of that with deer musk,
Yeah.
right? Because the musk is just,
I don't even
it's
wanna hold
fuzzy
it.
and animalic. No, man,
I was like
embrace it.
scared to hold
This
it.
is
man.
amazing, right?
That is amazing.
This is artwork. The cap is like, if the
Silver.
perfume head were a weapon, this is definitely like,
Dude.
you need a license to carry this. Let's spray it. You just
Let's
want to
do it. Are you sure?
do it, man. You want to do it on strip or on skin?
Let's do it. You do it on skin.
All right. You do it too. Here.
You sure?
Or yeah, man, go for it. Wow. Look at the even beautiful sprayer. Just committed to excellence and presentation and so gratifying. Like even look at the little
Dude.
paisleys in there.
Have you ever worn this?
I wear this all the time and literally I wear like one spray. So there's probably like
You wear this all the time? It doesn't. It,
this is like my go-to. I need to feel
like
amped up.
I was
Yeah.
just gonna say that.
Like I
I was
put this
just gonna
on
say
and I
that.
feel amped up and I'm like, all right, let me get out there and do my thing.
You can kind of. Is that the deer musk coming through? That.
It's a little fuzzy, but it's blended so well. So the lavender doesn't explode like lavender.
It is
Yeah.
just.
It's
That's a
amazing.
masterpiece. That's
It's
crazy.
so well blended, right? But you get It's floral. Like I talked about in this one, how there were like animalic trees. This is animalic lavender, but like kind of a fuzzy, like if lavender were fur.
It's so good. It is so good.
It is so
I almost
good.
get hints of like the silver almost, but like in the most subtle way, but like a whole different spin on that. Like almost the feeling of silver,
Yeah.
but not silver. Just that feel of this tree that's like a mystical fuzzy tree, but with this whole different
Yeah.
barbershop fuzzy feeling.
What's interesting is there's different kinds of perfumery, right? So we smelled before Anne Filippo's Synthetic Jungle.
Mm.
And that's a fragrance where the perfumer is taking the notes and giving you something new, right? Like they're almost, Anne Filippo's almost masking what's really there and giving you a bell pepper, saying like, hi, here's a bell pepper. Where what I think Mark Sage and Russian Adam are doing are saying like, we have these ingredients and we want you to be able to smell them. We're not going to blend them into obliteration, right? So that you can pick out the lavender and the bergamot. Like the bergamot that he uses is almost, imagine like a dried bergamot, right? If you were to like see a plate of dried oranges, but then pick one up and taste it.
Yeah, there's something like that fruity about it. That's just kind of,
the lavender is
if you
so
worn
beautiful.
any of these in the spring, you're gonna blow somebody away, man. These are just,
it's so creamy.
it's not your typical go in the mall and find this. This is like each one tells a story. They sourced it 100 years ago.
The sandalwood. Oh my, it's so smooth. It's so smooth.
Yeah, like, so this is one you get like, it's so smooth, it's like one beautiful fragrance.
Like, imagine this. Like, so he put it out there. He didn't have to say it was like a classic aromatic fougere, but he did. Like, what kind of barber shop would you go to where you get done with your haircut and then they put this on you?
They're cutting like scissors only, no clippers. They're going in hand eyeballing it. These guys they know their stuff.
This is like, this is what the chic puts on. Like
Yeah.
after the chic gets like the trim, right? You know?
I can see like a Hollywood barber like cutting Justin Bieber or like Donald Trump's or the president's.
Would you wear this during the eclipse?
Oh yeah, man. If you would let me, that's just a. It's a,
You know what? When we have full, total blackout, that's when you spray this. You know, at the moment that the moon blocks out the sun, that's when you just do one spray. And you go, oh, I don't care if the sun comes back because I get to smell musk lave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're all so different. I was gonna try and rank them, but on character, I think I don't even know. This is a good category right here.
It's wild.
I was gonna
It's
say
wild.
one has more like characteristics than the others, but they all are all in their own lane and all tell a different story.
It's like, I was gonna say, it's like asking three inmates at a super maximum security prison, what you in for? It doesn't matter. You're in there.
Yeah.
If I could find a positive analogy to that, then I would say that. But these are just, I have to edit that out because that's just such a bad way to compare fragrance. So Christian, there's really no excuse to smell bad this spring. And I think that no matter how you're feeling, wild on one day, medium the next, hot on the weekend, I think we had some like bangers here to keep everybody smelling good this spring and wilding out during the eclipse.
Definitely. I don't think you could go wrong with any of the choices we had. And a lot of new stuff for me, and I'm sure there'd be a lot of new stuff for you. So if you could get your hands on some of these, I'd recommend any of them.
Cool. Well, why don't you bow us out?
Yeah. This one I was gonna say means good morning. Good morning in Japanese is Ohio gozaimasu. So if it's morning for you, Ohio gozaimasu. Kosuke. Right? Domo arigato gozaimasu. That means thank you for teaching us. We should just leave it in for the heck of it. That's raw right there.